BadSecretMedia.com.
I hate Bad Secret Media.
Hey there, gamers. Welcome to the Secret Levels podcast. On this week's episode, we become real American heroes.
I'm player 1, Toby.
I am player 2, Goobs.
And today, we have a third player. Will you please introduce yourself?
Here comes a new challenger!
Player 3, Coop.
Oh, I want to rock and roll.
Damn it.
Welcome to the show, Coop.
I'll teach you to love Captain Gridiron. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, so you have a show of your own, right?
I do. I am a member, one of the Justins of the Justin versus Justin podcast.
Tell us about that. What do you do?
We are two friends named Justin, who have the same name, only spelled different. And we get into hijinks. We make funny voices and do kind of impressions of celebrities and seem to talk a lot about Wayne's World.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it's pretty...
Dang.
It's a hard life, but someone's got to live it.
And you are actually a part of the Somebody's Network along with us. Isn't that right, Goobs?
We are.
Yes, and a whole bunch of other great shows, too. Go check out the Somebody's Network.
And you can find Somebody's Network on Instagram and Twitter at Somebody's Net.
You're never alone when you've got some buddies.
Today, we're not here to talk about our friends, though. We're here to talk about some Joes, some heroes, some Joe Rose?
Yeah.
Some Joe
Joe-Hos. We played a game this week, Goobs.
Yes.
That's what we do every week, Toby. We're trying to take over the internet.
So this week, you actually picked it for us, didn't you, Coop?
I did, yeah. This is one of my favorite games from childhood.
Really? See, I have never played this game.
That shocks me. Yeah, I have this one, and I have the sequel, which is G.I. Joe: The Atlantis Factor.
Would you say this is your Contra?
Ooh, that's a good question, because I did grow up on Contra. I like this better than Contra, so I'm going to say Contra is my G.I. Joe then.
Oh, shit. Shots fired at the Contra Bros.
You know what's awesome with Contra, though? Did you ever just, continuously tap the laser so it looks like a flamethrower?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Okay.
Or like a robot penis. Either or.
Penis flame, whatever.
Penis flame!
Yeah, I was just thinking, isn't that Zangief's, or Dulcine's?
Dulcin.
Yo got.
So, we did play G.I. Joe, a real American hero. And you want me to give you some details real quick?
Yeah, let's jump right into the deeps.
You were
deeps.
close.
Let's get deep into the deets. Either or. Let's do it.
This game came out January 1991. It was developed by KID, which is Kindly Image Develop.
Oh, I thought you were just like a random kid.
Yeah, some
Hey,
like
Joey, on the street corner, you want to make a video game? Sure I do, man.
It was published by Taxon, and it was released on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
The Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
Taxon, is that like a rich Texan?
Something like that.
Wasn't he on the Fairly Odd Parents?
That sounds right. So, this is a single-player run-and-gun platformer. And you know what, guys? There's a little bit of a story. You want me to tell you a story?
Oh, it's time for story time with Toby.
Tell us, Tobe.
The G.I. Joes fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe against Cobra, the enemy, fighting to save the day. So, the Joes are pissed off at the Cobra organization, and they aren't going to take it anymore. It's time to end this war for good and rid the world of their menace forever. You must go destroy all of Cobra's bases around the world before taking them down at their own headquarters. 3 members at a time will take on the task of bringing this terrorist group to their knees. Yo, Joe!
Wouldn't you send more than 3 if you're taking on a whole bunch of people?
We're talking about covert teams here.
Yeah, these are supposed to be specialists. So
Yeah, the
3.
best of the best. I know, but if you send more than 3,
That's just
you're probably
overkill,
going to win
Goobs.
a lot easier.
Goobs, that's just overkill. Then you got more people in the way. Don't you know
I'm
how
sorry,
special
guys. I don't
forces
know
work?
the American way.
No, overkill's in the second game. So
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me be upfront with you guys. I don't know much about G.I. Joe. I'm not a Joer. Is that what you call? Is that what you call
I'm not
Joe?
a Joer, I'm a shower.
well, maybe you could be a grower and we could teach you about it.
Well, I'm gonna need some help because I don't know any of these characters. But
Okay,
anyways,
Zartan.
You gotta know Snake Eyes, right? The
Snake Eyes, of course. You
Okay.
got Snake Eyes, Cobra Commander. I know a few, enough to make me sound like I know. Anyways,
So, little bit of history from the show there. Did you know that Cobra Commander did the voice of Mr. Burns? So he was the first voice of Mr. Burns, as well as Starscream from the Transformers.
really,
I knew he was Starscream, but not Mr. Burns.
So this is, you probably hear this on the Best Darn Diddly, but they'll tell you that his name was Christopher. He passed away in, I want to say season 1 of The Simpsons, but that's why we have different voices for all these characters now. But he actually started there.
huh? That's crazy.
Isn't it? Like all these
I
worlds
How
kind
do
of
you
inviting.
know?
Dun, 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 dun.
So this game should take you 4 to 5 hours to beat for the average gamer, but speedrun.com has a record set by Tarbash for 19 minutes and 22 seconds.
Fucking devil man. That's insane.
I watched that speedrun and wow. Okay, I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but where you have to place the bombs, I had trouble with that. This dude knew every single map like the back of his hand.
That's
It was
crazy.
nuts.
That gets crazy in the late game, man.
Yeah. But how about we move on to the gameplay, Goobs?
Let's head on to gameplay, Toby. Toby and our friend Coop.
So each level you start, you get assigned a leader, and then you get to pick 2 of the Joes to battle with you. Each Joe has different stats, so you have to pick carefully. So Hawk gives you the orders, then you can pick between the characters of Duke, Snake Eyes, Blizzard, Captain Gridiron, and Rock and Roll. And Hawk is a playable character in the last level, but
With,
for the rest of the game,
and what does Hawk have? A jetpack.
Yes, he has a motherfucking jetpack.
hey, I was worried there was a trick question with this, just because I don't know much
Hawk
about.
has a cock.
I was thinking there's something to this. There's a joke that I don't know.
No, the funny thing about this game is that the main characters from the show and like the cartoon from the 80s, the only real ones that show up in the game are Snake Eyes and Duke. Blizzard was never really part of that. They had a guy named Snowjob, and I mean, seriously, they had a guy named Snowjob. So,
okay.
Rock and Roll may have showed up like once or twice, but he wasn't really a main character. And Hawk was kind of around in like the later seasons where you're like, oh, okay, this guy sucks. So, and he was in,
I
in the
remember
movie.
having like figures of Blizzard though, like a guy with skis.
Yeah, he was there, but he wasn't a main character for like a long time. So by the time this came out, it's like, well, I guess they must have just figured that they couldn't use Snowjob. So,
But everyone loves a good snow job.
yeah.
Hey yo. So in this game, like I said, each character has different stats. Like Snake Eyes, he can jump the highest, and he can use his melee attacks faster than everyone else. Rock and Roll
You
has
never yell for help.
Rock and Roll has the strongest firepower, like the strongest gun. Captain Gridiron has the strongest melee attack. Blizzard's only useful in the Antarctic world, and Duke is your average across the board stats guy.
See, that's where you're wrong, because Blizzard's flamethrower can actually go through walls and destroy stuff behind it.
Yes, that is true. I forgot about that. Which I don't think I played with him except for the one level that he's the.
Oh, I love Blizzard, man. I like when you put some Smarties on him and they turn him upside down. Delicious.
It's a good call.
So each level you play, they assign a different Joe as the leader, and then you get to pick the two other characters.
The lackeys.
Yep. There are 6 missions with 3 different parts in each one, and you'll end up going to the Amazon, Antarctica, New York City, the Black Hills, the Sahara. How do you say Sahara?
Yeah,
Is that how you say it?
You could say Sahara or Sahara.
Potato, man.
And then the Cobra headquarters. So that's all 6 missions that you're going to blow up these bases. For the buttons, you control your character with the D-pad, use B to shoot, and use A to jump. You can point up, down, left or right to shoot, which is cool. So you can jump and press down and shoot down at the ground. Or you can
also use select to change from your melee to your gun.
Yes. Which took me a minute.
Also in melee mode, you can push up and A or B, and you'll fire fucking grenades all over the place.
Yes. And they're unlimited.
Yeah, you can just huck them in an arc and just smash the enemies.
See, and I made a big mistake when I was playing. I didn't realize how useful the melee weapons are, or the melee attacks are, because there's some parts where the melee attacks do better than the gun damage.
Yeah, the elevator level.
And you can certainly run out of ammo.
Right, and then you're stuck with the melee weapon, which each character has their own melee weapon. You might have a fist, you might have a knife or a sword. It just depends on which character you have. So,
and don't you just love getting to a boss and you have 10 shots left?
Oh,
yeah, no, all I got is grenade and fist now. Let's do this.
I'm gonna fist you to death.
You got to keep Snake Eyes so you could just keep jumping and hitting him in the head with ninja magic.
You can also hold on to specific walls, which took me so long to figure that out. Did anyone else have any issues with trying to figure out that you could hold on to the walls?
Yeah, some of the walls.
Yeah, some of the walls. You got to find the ones that look like they're missing bricks almost.
Yeah, they look like a Lego brick, and you can hold on to them.
It pissed me off that it took me that long to figure that out, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what's happening.
Speaking
here.
of the walls, some of the fucking walls just, you can go right through them. It's okay, now I can go find that detonator I need to... We haven't even touched on the detonators, but I'm just jumping ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of secret little areas that you can go into, which they're kind of in the open to where
you say they're secret levels?
Ooh, I like when you say that to me, boy.
Jesus. Squeal like a snake eyes.
He doesn't squeal. But yeah, so you can find little hidden paths and stuff, and sometimes in those hidden paths, you'll find little vehicles to drive.
Oh, yeah. I was telling Goobs about one when you fight the 3 terror drones, that if you use Blizzard or Duke and you shoot upwards, one will actually come down and you can use it.
Dude, that happened to me while I was playing, and I was like, oh, okay. And I got in it and immediately got my ass kicked.
Yeah,
but then
it's
when I played
useless.
Yeah, and then when I played it again, I was expecting it to... Because it happened, I had 2 of those enemies, there's 3 of them, and I had 2 of them killed, and then it fell, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just to even the odds for the last one. I don't know. And so when I was playing it again...
stayed out of it.
When I was playing again, it never dropped, and I was like, what the fuck did I do wrong? So... It's just when you're Duke or Blizzard? Is that what you said?
Well, they're the ones I usually use on that level to get them, but you just have to go all the way over to where that first big step is, and then you shoot up, and then you can get them from there.
Oh, okay. So
then you hear that badass music.
Oh, yeah.
So the vehicle is called the Cobra Buzzbore.
Buzzbore,
and
that's what it is.
It's a wheel vehicle that can jump, and it shoots bullets. It's got this weird projectile bullet
it doesn't
that
shoot bullets. It shoots fucking orbs that fly around at a sporadic rate.
Yeah, it spins around your vehicle and just kind of goes further and further away like a yo-yo, kind of, and then it hits enemies. I don't know, it's really weird, but it can cling to the walls and climb on the ceiling and stuff, so it's helpful to get you up in higher places.
It's hard to get used to that function, too.
It's helpful on the next level when you can get one, and then...
Yeah, you backtrap on the map and get it.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is the Cobra Pogo, which this thing moves really slow, but it can jump really high. So if you hold the jump button, that's how you get your hang time. And it also has a gun attack that's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'd
like
say.
a spread almost, like a 3.
Cobra Pogo?
Yeah.
The helicopter?
No, the Cobra Pogo. This is something that it's hidden in the walls on certain
I don't
levels.
think I ever got that. I remember the helicopter and the boar.
Yeah, I didn't get it in my playthrough, but when I watched that speedrun, I saw him get it, and I was like, son of a bitch, it was there the whole time.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I loved about this. I mean, you guys know all about secret levels, and this was one of the first games that I ever saw, besides maybe like Mario 3, that had like these sort of secrets to it, where it's like it's just built into the code. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's I think that's what's going to end up making this game a little more unique than even like a Contra, even though I love Contra.
There's a lot going on in this one.
Right. And then, like you were saying a second ago, Goobs, there's the Cobra Interrogator, which is just a small helicopter for one man. And you hold A to go up, and you just let go of it to come down, and it has a gun attack as well.
Yeah, it's a wild spread shot.
Did you guys notice that the music changes when you get into the vehicles?
Yes.
That's what I was talking about, that amazing vehicle music.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's talk about the music, because the music's... I really enjoyed it, even though I felt like some of the songs got played over and over again, like they weren't like over and over like the same song through 3 levels in a row. It just sounded like that was in the first level. I don't know if that's me just thinking that, but there was a lot of really great music in this. What'd y'all think?
I love the music.
Oh man, the Sahara music. Holy man, that's a banger. It was so much fun to like play that level and like listen to that music. Yeah, I really enjoyed the music. I thought it was on the same level as Contra, because Contra music, when you're playing a game like this, it's hard not to think about a game like Contra, because you're playing pretty much the same thing. This game has something different about it as well. But yeah, we reviewed Contra before, we're reviewing this now, and the music on this one, it's up there with me with the Contra music. It's banging, man.
Yeah, I've always loved it, and it seems like you get to the bosses, and I'm like, okay, I thought they were going to have the same music, but they don't. They have different music. And it really gives a distinctive feeling to each individual level and boss, and just like all these things, and then like even the transitions, you know?
It really does. It's got, I mean, Contra level. Like, we love the music in the Contra game. I hate going to Contra. There's going to be a lot of comparisons to Contra. Like, we just can't avoid that because there is similarities. But the music is on the same level as a Contra. And I kind of thought it sounded a little bit like the Monsters in My Pocket music, Goobs, when we played that a long time ago.
Yeah,
like, I really enjoyed
bit.
I enjoyed that music in it. It was kind of more basic, but it really made me feel like it was that music. So, I mean,
that's a great game. I like that game. And to me, some of the elements remind me a little bit of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, but mostly like the running part of Punch-Out.
Well, the training scene?
Yes, yeah, where he's like Mac is on the bike and or no, Mac's not on the bike.
Something like that. I probably got it wrong. Goose fucks up a lot.
Yeah.
So, what levels did you love and did you hate? Well, you know what? Scratch that. We should talk about how the levels are laid out, because the first level, because there's 3 levels inside every big level stage.
There's secret levels inside every other level,
which is very much like Contra.
Yeah, so there's 3 sections, and the first section you're basically fighting your way to the base, and then the second level is you're in the base and you're planting these bombs.
Pretty much the seaweed level from Ninja Turtles, the NES game.
You know what this reminded me of, though, Goobs? Just the cutscene alone reminded me of that Crackdown game on Sega when they place the bombs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which was
they
really
do that
funny.
in the Turtle game too, where you go up to the bombs.
Yeah, but it just when I saw it, I was like, Crackdown. But I really dug that. Now they get really hard the more levels you go into it, but
it's a fucking maze.
Yeah, it's just a maze, and there's a check mark where you have to drop a detonator. So good luck finding them, and then you have to find the exit, which is.
And you're dealing with respawning enemies as well.
Oh my god, the respawn is terrible on this game. Holy shit, it is so bad. But the further like you get into the game, when you get to that second stage where you're placing the bombs, so I think the first stage you only have to put 2, and then the second stage you have to do 3 bombs, and then so on and so forth. Like it just adds another one each time, and till it's so fucking hard that you can't hardly do it.
And also, if you don't die with the character, you can level up their weapons as well. We forgot to mention that.
Yeah. You know,
so you get like more bullets onto your shot and get more powerful, and that's the way you really want to play this game.
Yeah, and you
be
start
as powerful as you can.
Absolutely, and you kind of progress through, and they're going to tell you which way to do it. So they're going to say, okay, start with Duke. Like, you really should level up Duke's gun first, and then you go to Blizzard, and you may think it's like, oh, well, why am I going to do that? Well, because when you get further in, you're not going to want to play as Blizzard. You just use him when he can shoot through stuff to stop guys who are kicking your ass. And if you get that, then by the time you get to Snake Eyes, you're going to be killing people with, like, his tri-bullet ninja strike.
Yeah. This game, I really enjoyed that compared to Contra, is like there is an upgrading system. So you can find like the little things to level up throughout the levels. You can find extra ammo and whatnot.
You can upgrade your health as well and get full health. I love when I see a full health.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, health was like, they didn't have very many places where you could regenerate health or anything. It was it's pretty cutthroat on this game, I feel like.
Bullets, too. Yeah, I mean, there's really not many.
I did like that you can change your character, though. It's very like the Ninja Turtles. We're going to go back to Ninja Turtles a lot, too, I guess. It's got the element of like where you hit start and you can select which Joe you want to be. So you watch your health, because if your health is getting low, you can switch to a different Joe. And
it comes in handy when you're fighting some of the bosses and you're about to die. It's just like, okay, time to get the fuck out of here. Let's go, Snake Eyes. See what you can do.
And when Snake Eyes dies, then you can go and rescue him in the sewer from Neca Turtle, right? Deep cuts, guys. Deep cuts.
Yeah. Now, if you do die, it starts you over, and that Joe is gone for the rest of that particular level.
It's so sad.
Yeah. So then you're left with 2 Joes or 1 Joe, Yo Joe,
or no Joes.
No Joes. But yeah, so which level did you guys like and dislike?
Go ahead, Coop.
I like. I really thought the challenging level for me was Snake Eyes, and I can't remember if it's the first or the second one where they have the elevator level. That was really challenging. But I really love the Captain Gridire one, because his weapon with like those missiles that look like footballs. I thought it was so much fun. And you got like those rock ninjas coming down, like shooting those homing missiles at you, and you have to do kind of that climb again, very similar to later levels of Contra. But I enjoyed that one. Rock and Roll's level can suck a dick. So
I was gonna say the same sentence, my friend.
Which one is
truck.
that?
The truck that you got.
Oh God,
I hate that
It
shit.
looked like the turtle van.
Yeah, and I mean it's easy enough to kill when you've got him fully upgraded for his weapon. But it's like, other than that, it's like, this is annoying. I'm like, this guy can't jump, he can't run. Like, he's tired, I'm tired. I'm like, come on.
Football sucks. Like, what's going on here?
See, I think that was also part of my problem was, playing Contra, going back to Contra, is both characters in Contra play exactly the same. So it's really bizarre to me that you have to actually strategize, like, okay, do I want to play as Duke and not be able to reach all the really high stuff, or do I pick someone that can jump higher, and has weaker weapons? So there's a little more thought that goes into this game than
a little bit of
Contra.
strategy.
Yeah,
the strategy is good.
Contra, you're just running and gunning, even though it's hard as fuck. You're just like, shoot everything. This one, you're like, okay, now I have to think really hard about this one. Which one is going to jump the highest? Which one's going to do this, that, and the other? It's it takes a little more skill, I think, on this game.
It
Not gonna
plays-
lie.
Why my answer is the first level. Nice and easy, you can breeze through it. It's a lot of fun.
I really
I'm
love,
the man. I'm a motherfucking Joe.
How awesome is it when you can just use grenades to take out the missiles on that sea spray?
Oh,
That
man,
is
it's
so
awesome.
cool.
So yeah, each one of the levels at the very end has a Cobra character that you have to take out, which I forgot
There's
to write
also
down.
sub bosses.
Yeah, there are a bunch of sub bosses in every level besides in the first level you get a sub boss. The second level is the setting the detonators. The third level is the boss battle.
And you usually have to fight a vehicle.
Yeah, you do have to fight a vehicle.
Which is
Gotta sell
insane.
those toys.
Yes. There is also a password system. So when you beat one of the levels, it will give you a password so you can start where you were, and I had to use that a lot because I'm not very good at this game.
Ah, shit, man. I gotta plug my computer in. My laptop's dying.
Oh man.
I'll be back in a second. I'm sorry, boys.
Okay. Well, Coop, I'm sorry about this. He does this all the time. He just ends up leaving the show, and I don't know. I'm thinking about getting a new host, if I'm being honest. So if you're interested and you want to send an application, here's this piece of paper. I'm gonna rub this piece of paper and show you what it looks like. Goobs Genie, you came out of the paper?
I come out of everything, Toby. Oh, and who are you, my new friend?
Wow, the Goobs Genie.
Aren't you happy I'm not blue?
No, I guess I can't see you over the Skype, but that's fine. What color are you, Goobs Genie?
We're all in the same room right now. Are you blind?
I'm blind.
He's a big
Here, I'll
green
fix
genie.
that.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Thanos.
See you later. No, the Goobs Genie's here to stay. Thanos cannot defeat me.
So, Goobs Genie, do you have a cheat for us today?
Oh, I definitely do, you two. Let's see what the Goobs Genie can do. Start with 3 members at maximum power. You got that maximum blast. Go through and just wipe all those bad Cobra boys out. So you go to the password system and type in ZLGM, ZLGMZ. See, I did something for you American guys there, because I'm a Canadian genie.
Oh, well, thank you.
Z and Z, it's all good to me.
So that starts you out with max power and everything?
Yes, for every character, maximum bullets and maximum health for the most part.
Damn,
That
I
sounds
wish I'd have
awesome.
known that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go through and just absolutely kill all those sturdy, dirty snakes.
Ugh, I hate snakes. Well, thank you, Goobs Genie. Are you gonna go back into this piece of paper?
You kind of ripped it up and shoved it down your pants, so, look at my new friend here. He has glasses. Well, I'm going in there.
Well,
Hey, guys, I got my computer plugged back in. We're good.
Oh, Goobs. Hey,
You totally missed it. The Goobs Genie was here.
yeah.
You fucking kidding me? You fucking seen the Goobs Genie?
Well,
Everyone sees
yeah.
them.
You're the
you.
latest member of the Somebody's Network, and you've seen the Goobs Genie. I haven't met this guy yet. I don't think he's real. Are you guys all on drugs?
Maybe a few.
Do we have to answer that? Are you a cop?
You have to answer that.
No, I am not. I'm Canadian.
Oh, whew.
Do you want to hear some fun facts?
Yes.
Let's hear some fun facts with Toby. Bring.
All right, before we jump into the fun facts, we're going to play the world's most favoritist game.
The fastest game hitting the market.
How much is this game? So, guys, we are going to be talking about this NES loose cartridge. Loosey-goosey, no box, nothing. Good label. We're going to say it's in fair condition. How much do you
American
think
money?
it is? American money, not your fake Monopoly money.
I'm gonna go solid tenner.
A 10? Okay, Coop, what do you got on this?
I swear I paid $11 for it, but it was a couple years ago. I'll say 11.
Okay.
No, how dare you price is right me, motherfucker.
I may need to double check this price, but from what I understand, loosey-goosey, this game goes for $50.
I am selling mine tomorrow.
Okay,
Really?
so I mean we can double check, but I'm pretty sure it said $50.
I think you're looking under eBay.ca.
No. But what do you think it is? Complete in box, CIB as the kids would call it.
$1.50.
Now
It's
we're
loose 50.
We're not saying that this is sealed. We're
100.
just saying that it's got the box, it's got the manual, it's all there, and it looks good.
$100.
Yeah, probably.
Guys, $150.
What? Nice
I
job.
was right the first time. You talked me out of it, you dickhead.
You got one on the money one time. I'm not letting that happen again if I can prevent it.
I'm never trusting you again.
So I have this cartridge, Loosey Goosey, and I have the
Yeah.
sequel in box with, not sealed, but in box. So
Well,
wow.
in box, the second one, I'm looking right now. The sequel, which is called G.I. Joe: The Atlantis Factor on NES, also, it goes for loose. It's $29.99, and you said you had a box copy of it.
Yes.
You are sitting at $72.
Oh yeah.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a good one to have.
So you can make like $130. $120. My math sucks. Canadian math.
Canadian
close.
Canadian science.
You can sell 2 games, make some money.
Can I buy an elk? I mean,
Nope, you can buy some beaver tails, some nice deep fried food.
So that second game that we were just talking about, it was actually made by Capcom, and
So it's probably far superior.
well, see, I don't know. Now I kind of want to play it because
guys,
kinda...
you gotta start somewhere. And honestly, the second game is my favorite Nintendo game, but you gotta start somewhere. And I figured you can't go to G.I. Joe 2, The Atlantis Factor, without knowing where you came from.
You
right.
gotta know your roots, man.
I appreciate that.
The biggest difference in this one is probably the fact that everybody has the same gun in G.I. Joe 2, The Atlantis Factor, and you upgrade all of their individual guns, but they have different quirks or skills. Like there's a guy named
Cool.
I think it's Deep Six Wetsuit, and Wetsuit can breathe underwater. But if you put Roadblock under there, he's just gonna die. So
Jesus, that sounds much harder than this one.
yeah, they're kind of ball
It's
breakers.
Capcom, man. What do you expect?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I should have known better. So actually, the game, the company that made this game, that Taxon, only made 2 other games after this one came out, and for the NES called Magician and Putt Master, and then they went out of business.
Putt Master, is that a mini golf game?
I don't know, but I guess we're gonna play it one day.
We're gonna find out one day.
Um,
Hello, we're 65. We're reviewing Putt Master.
Next week it'll be Tetris.
Followed by Ice Climber.
That sounds like a horrible month.
I'm gonna make you review Face Maker for the Atari.
Oh my God, no! Then E.T.
I have ET.
Oh dear God.
I should have just admitted that.
So I don't have a lot of fun facts for this actual game, so I looked up some other fun facts.
Hooray!
Okay? In the comics, apparently, Cobra Commander's origins were that he was a used car salesman and his brother died in some kind of accident and he blamed the U.S. government or something like that. And
Unlike this game where he's fucking teleported from a snake to a fucking Cobra Commander?
Well, in the cartoon, actually, Cobra Commander's origin is a member of the Cobra Law, which is like this underground cult-like of snake people.
Yeah, Serpentor.
Yeah, and
I think that's his name.
yeah, that's which I never watched the cartoon, but yeah, he's more snake.
So you
in
guys
the
haven't
cartoon.
seen the movie then, because this is actually loosely based on the movie yet it uses none of the characters, including Don Johnson's character from the movie.
Really? So
I probably have seen it like as a kid, but not recently.
I, sir, am a nerd, so I can tell you all about it. You're familiar with Rocky, of course, right? You know Mickey from Rocky, right? Burgess Meredith. So the bad guy in the movie's name was Globulus, who was voiced by, the Penguin himself, Burgess Meredith. And he was basically...
Isn't that a character in this game, too? When you fight the guy...
He is the end boss in this game.
Yes.
Yes. So that's Globulus, and he's got kind of like a weird eye patch that's an eye, and like the body of, I want to say, an inchworm rather than a snake.
That sounds so fucking familiar.
It's weird because it has hairs on it. It's so odd.
Yes, I have seen this.
Yeah, because Nemesis Enforcer is in it too, and he's basically he's got these big sort of bat wings and all that, and he's kind of a badass.
I feel like I'm on the outside of people playing D&D,
You're on
and
the
I have
outside,
no idea what's going on.
You're looking in.
I can see through you.
See your true colors.
I don't like you guys anymore.
Are you? Have we stained your my reputation?
Oh, Jesus. So
sorry, we don't have to make you limp on this topic.
Just keep mud shoveling it on.
So, anyways, guys,
made me lose it. Sorry.
So apparently, in I guess the Joes were actually going to have a couple of celebrity members, Sergeant Slaughter being one.
Hell yeah!
And Rocky Balboa was going to be a Joe at one point.
Oh, that'd be a cool action figure.
Not Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa with boxing gloves. He was going to have boxing gloves.
Oh, like when they made Balrog for the Street Fighter G.I. Joe crossover.
They did make that, and guys, there was a couple others. There was William the Fridge Perry, right, from I want to say the 1985 Bears. Please forgive me, I'm not a huge '80s football fan, but the other one they had was Matt Tracker from Mask.
Oh, very cool.
Oh shit! I love Mask.
That's very cool. So Stan Weston, who is the man that created the G.I. Joe toys in 1963, he made them because the girls had Barbies and the boys didn't have any cool figures to play with, dolls to play with. So he came up with the G.I. Joes, and they used to be about the same size as a Barbie.
I bet they got pretty naughty.
There's a great show on Netflix, if you check it out, called The Toys That Made Us. And
yes.
There's a great episode on this.
They do both Barbie and G.I. Joe.
Yeah, actually, the Barbie was ruthless, right?
Yes, that was absolutely intense.
Well, what's actually pretty cool is that Hasbro, who made the G.I. Joe toys and everything, they actually coined the word action figure.
Nice.
So boys didn't have to call them dolls. So action figures. Then
smart move.
GI actually stands for Government Issue. So Government Issue Joe.
Nice. With its kung fu grip.
Yeah.
This reminds me of Sublime. G.I. Joe kung fu grip. Toby, why don't you caress me down?
I don't get that one.
Oh, it's
Sublime, man. Oh, fuck.
I know who Sublime is. I just don't know that one.
It's the song "Caress Me Down."
Oh, see, I don't know that one. G.I. Joe has a scar across his right cheek. This was so Hasbro could actually copyright the toys, because otherwise you can't just copyright a human figure, action figure, or something goofy like that. Like, they had to have a distinguishing appearance of some sort to be copywritten.
I did not know
I wish I had one of those toys, man. They're just so fucking expensive to get a hold of.
Yeah, there's a big collecting market for G.I. Joes. I mean, of course, like with Ninja Turtles and all that, but G.I. Joe, is a big collecting market.
The old school, I'd love to have one of the 12-inch figures.
Right.
They sold different suits for them and everything. Like, you can get scuba suits and all astronaut suits.
The other big one was Captain Action, which was that was the one that had most of those. Because G.I. Joe was kind of like they had their own thing, but Captain Action was like a ripoff that became bigger until like the Real American Heroes came out, and they actually modeled the the figures that this game is based on off of the Star Wars figures. I don't know if you guys
really?
Yeah, I think it's like 3.5-inch figures from Star Wars that they
3
made.
3/4.
Yeah, so those were the model for making these. So your shipwreck action figure can fit in your Millennium Falcon.
Hey, makes perfect for crossover play, right?
Hell yeah!
You can also fit up your ass.
Well, and
I guess
you know why they actually made these toys smaller was because of the 1976 plastic prices were really high, like the oil prices and everything during the 70s.
Sense.
So they shrunk them down because it was just more expensive to make the 12-inch figures. So yeah.
But the Joes had more articulation than the Star Wars guys.
No, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't want to get that wrong, but they had a bunch of, like, I want to say it was like 23 points of articulation or something like that.
Knees, elbows, hips.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
All over the place, and those rubber bands snap.
Yeah.
Take that, Barbie.
They'll bend Barbie backwards.
Barbie only bent at her. Anyways.
I think she has like 4. Yeah, so I mean that's like a huge discrepancy there.
Yeah. So in 1967, Hasbro introduced its first female Joe, GI Nurse Action Girl. This didn't sell very well because, you're selling a girl to a bunch of boys who could give a shit less about girls at this time.
Hey,
but
I bought a Baroness, man. I didn't give a fuck.
Well,
Baroness is sexy.
Well,
not as sexy as my wonderful wife, Jenny Bean. I had to give her a weekly shout out.
Well, if you do have this figure, it's actually a collector's item because apparently because it didn't sell so well, they didn't make a bunch of them, and it's one of the high dollar figures to find. So,
well, goddamn, call me stupid.
Your GI Nurse Action Girl up on eBay today, and then you've got a couple of live action movies. We got G.I. Joe Rise of the Cobra, which was released 2009. Then you got G.I. Joe Retaliation, which was released in 2013. And it also starred Rock the Dwayne Johnson as Roadblock.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and
it did.
there's two more movies scheduled for 2020 and TBA.
Now, our fellow podcast alum, Patsy the Angry Nerd, will tell you Ray Park, one of his favorite people, has played Snake Eyes in both of those movies.
Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. Well, that's all I've got for fun facts, and unless you guys have something, because y'all are more G.I. Joe nerds than I am.
Did you guys know there was a character named Shipwreck, and he was loosely based on a character from Jack Nicholson, and he was down to even the voice, they had him.
Really?
Yep.
So
he was one of my favorite
dickhead.
characters. Oh, yeah, he was an absolute dickhead, but he was a great character.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, the Joes aren't so bad. They got Jack Nicholson on their team.
Yeah, they did.
You know what is bad?
What's that?
Fucking rage! It's time to fucking rage, boys.
Oh, come on!
This is the part of the show where we rate how much this game fucking absolutely sucks, or how much it made us want to stab our eyes out with, who knows what, a Q-tip, because that would really fucking hurt.
I think stabbing your eye out with anything is going to hurt, Goobs.
No, a Q-tip's going to hurt the most.
It's got the soft end on it. It shouldn't hurt that bad.
Well, just light it on fire so you can see inside. Ow!
So, who wants to go first on the rage meter? How mad did this game make you? Coop, you want to go first since you're our guest of honor?
I can't say that it frustrates me or makes me mad. I more run out of time to play than anything else. And I've played it so many times that I know where everything is so well. And I know how to kind of progress there. So I'd say there's still parts that give me absolute trouble in the latter part of the game. I don't like fighting Destro. I just don't like it. And the end boss is a pain in the ass. So I'm going to give it a solid 5.5.
Nice. You want me to go next, Goobs?
I'll go next.
Okay, go next. Fine.
Oh, I'm joining the 5.5 club, man. This game, I haven't played it since I was a little kid, but it wasn't that bad playing through. And once you get the vehicles under control, your wild hog or wild boar, whatever the fuck it's called, didn't fall down the hole so often. It's not that bad. And I didn't see no pogo stick, but I wish I jumped onto that like a System of a Down song. Because I had an orgy with the Joes, but that never happened, sadly. But yeah, the character sprites in this game, and like, there's nothing here that made me really too much ragey. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with my solid 5.5.
Oh boys, oh boys. I'm giving this a 7.5.
It's going high on the rage.
I'm high on the rage on this game. So the respawn would just fucking wear me out. The respawn was just way too often. It was Little Nemo-esque. Which, if you ever played Little Nemo...
Oh my god, really? Damn.
Yeah, especially
I didn't find it as bad as that, man, but it was bad.
Wow.
It was bad. So the spawning would frustrate me. The putting the bombs down, I like that idea. I just thought the mazes were too mazy. Like, I got lost. I wish it had a small map that would have popped up. So
like
I
in
knew
Metroid or Castlevania.
Because I had no idea where I was at, and like I would forget where the door was, and I'd run out of time because I couldn't find the fucking door, or I would die because I'm going back and forth on the same paths that I've already been on. So I got a lot of rage for that as well. Some of the boss battles, it never really lets you know, which it's kind of got a Mega Man feel to it, where the melee weapon will do much more damage for some reason to some of the sub bosses and stuff.
Oh, definitely. Or you can use your hand grenades to throw it up and take them down that way.
I didn't like that because there's no way for you to know unless you just by chance pick it. Like, I feel like it's a fucking gun. It should never do more than your fisting move, you know? So, anyways,
speaking of bosses, that guy shoots the rocket into the wall and shoots all the rocks. That was the one I had the hardest time with.
That's heavy metal.
Boss.
Or that's Metalhead.
Yes, Metalhead.
It's, and the bosses, man, they're rough. If it wasn't for being able to change the characters in the middle of a boss fight, I'd probably be at an 8. So I'm gonna sit where I'm at. That's it.
I just wish there was some sort of code that you can use to get like max power and get through this. But
hey, I may have tried that code out, and it did make it a little bit more tolerable. And you know what? At that, why the fuck do you run out of ammo? I don't like that. I think that's
tough?
dumb.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things. It's
no, because that's not realistic at all. Like, you're in war, just running around with endless amount of ammo. Take this, motherfuckers!
Well, again, Baby DeContra.
G.I. Joe is a real fucking thing, man. You guys are American. You should believe in real American fucking heroes, okay?
I have met
Our
Sergeant
army
Slaughter.
is driving around canoes and hockey pucks. I don't have a real American hero to fucking look up to.
Well, there is something we can look up to, Goobs, and that is our rating overall on this game. We're going to give we're going to give a 1 to 10 on how much we disliked or loved this game, and would we recommend it to someone else? Coop, do you want to go again?
Yeah,
I'll go first, unless you want to. Guess first, ladies first.
Well, I don't mind because I'm sure mine's going to be higher, so it will get like a good kind of juxtaposition.
Oh, you got the nostalgia factor too.
Oh yeah, with nostalgia factor, I'm going to give this an 8.5. It is an absolute guilty pleasure of mine. I love just casual playthroughs. I don't necessarily go through the entire game, but it's a great way to kill some time and just kind of have fun with some of the characters that I'm really into. And I really, after listening to Toby on this, I realized how much I like it because I like the source material. And it amazes me that Taxon never made anything else, because I'm like, they did a good job on this for a 1991 game. So I say 8.5 for me.
That's okay. I like it.
Fucking pretty decent score, man.
What do you got, Goobs?
I'm gonna give this a solid 7.
Okay.
I appreciate the music very much so. It's absolutely awesome. Gets you right into the action. When you're playing an action game, you want that upbeat tempo, and this absolutely just delivers. The fact that you can change your characters within the level is absolutely bonus for me, because you can change up your playstyle. Like, I need to jump higher here, so you go to Snake Eyes. I need to hit harder, so you go to Roadblock. Absolutely great. Or not Roadblock, Rock and Roll. Shit, I just lost my train of fucking thought. I always fucking do this. I got so many thoughts going into my head. I think there's a song in there somewhere.
All the things you said.
Yes.
Running through my head, running through my head.
Running through my head. Fucking tattoo. But yeah, there's not too much to hate about this game. You can jump into some vehicles. You got this level change up where you can go and place the bombs down. Sure, that gets a little frustrating when you lose your path and you don't know where the fuck you're going and the timer's counting down. Thank God the music doesn't speed up, because you know how that makes me. It makes me rage. Just like Perfection. I fucking hate it. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed my playthrough of this game, and then I used a code I heard from somewhere in the distance on my second playthrough, and it really helped out a lot. So you want to get not your parents, you want to get your levels to max power. Get your parents to max power too, because they'll probably make you a better person. So I'm sticking with my solid 7.
Okay, that's respectable. I think I'm going to surprise you. I think a 7.5.
Wow.
7.5.
So you're making me the bad guy, eh?
I'm making you the bad guy.
Chico?
So,
Guys, it's over 5. You're saying it's 70% like this game.
yeah. Well, so I think this game looked really beautiful. I thought this was a really great looking game, especially for its time. I liked how it controlled. I thought everything, felt good when playing the game. The music was great. The levels, I appreciate the different structured levels. I like that it's not exactly the exact same level over and over. It's not just you're running and gunning, Goobs and I, we always talk about how much we like when there's a change up in the style of gameplay. So as much as I hated the mazes, I liked it just because it was different than what you were doing in the first level. So, yeah, 7.5. I think it's a good game. I would actually like to play it more and actually get pretty good at it. But yeah, it's rough. It would take a lot of playing to get decent at it for me, anyways.
Now, where did you find it to play?
On a ROM.
Okay. No. That's fair. I have a machine that has every Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Game Boy game on it, so I can understand.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I have, like I said, I have the original NES, so it's like I pop it in and like I'm playing, like, blow in the cartridge and play.
Right. See,
Yeah,
and
the only thing you're blowing.
Yeah.
So with
How do you think you got on this show?
Snow jobs.
So, with all three of our scores combined, we are giving it a 7.6. And if you're curious on how this stacks up against our Contra review, we gave that a combined of 8.3. So, it's not too far behind Contra, and I think that's fair. I think it's more depth than Contra. If you like Contra, I feel like you would like this if you want just a little bit more out of it. Like, just running and gunning isn't doing it for you. You just need that extra little oomph. This is definitely the game. There's a lot of different styles you can play this game.
In Contra, I mean, the later levels of Contra are amazing. Like the last part where you get to like fight the alien bosses and all that. There's so much scenery going on, and it's really iconic. And I mean, you jump into a flip with spread and you're shooting everywhere. I mean, come on, like there's no denying that it's just like that's what set the bar for the genre.
Right, definitely, for sure. But yeah, I think this is right behind it, and I think our rating for it is just right there where it should be. I think it's just a little bit under Contra, so yeah.
Oh, you wait till you play the second game where it's so hard.
Oh, fuck.
You ever play Dark Souls? Just kidding.
The Dark Souls of Contra.
G.I. Souls.
Ooh.
Finish him.
So, this is the wrap-up part of the show where we rap. No, just kidding. We're just going to tell you about our other shows and get the hell out of here. Coop, as our guest, will you please tell us once more about your show, where we can find
G.I.
it?
Joe is one of the fucking Dark Souls.
Let us know where we can find all your stuff.
Okay, you can find the Justin versus Justin. That's Justin with an I versus Justin with an E on YouTube. You can find us on iTunes.
I for life.
I for life. You can find us on iTunes, and you can also find me on Amalgamania on Facebook and the YouTube page for Amalgamania.
Ooh, the Amalgamaniacs are running wild. Oh, yeah.
Goobs, tell us about your stuff, my friend.
Nope. You can check me out on the Derailers podcast. Check us out on Twitter at the Derailers. It's my wonderful wife, Jenny Bean, and my best friend, Ripkin. We run the train off the tracks every single week, and it's absolutely a blast. Who knows what we're going to be talking about? Because we don't. We discuss the topic pretty much right before the show. Do 5 minutes of research, and then fucking just go for it. Memories to be had, and friendships to be made. Because that's what the Derailers are all about. Friendships and memories.
Aww.
That's the best fucking promo I've ever done. You can also check out Derailed Wrestling on YouTube. Exactly how it's spelled. WRASSLIN apostrophe. And then you can go on there, and we just have an episode drop just recently. And it's absolutely the greatest thing you've ever seen with your 2 eyes, or 4 eyes if you wear glasses like myself. Me and Rip can make a whole bunch of wrestlers. What was that?
I said, or if you just have 4 eyes and you're an alien.
Yeah, you could be a fucking alien, because there's a fucking alien on this show. Spoiler alert. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit that's happened on Derailed Wrestling. A whole bunch of characters that were created by us, shows that are made by us, commentary that's decent at best. Why don't you jump in, relax, and enjoy, and then blow your load because you're fucking amazed by all the action-packed action. That's another fucking great promo, man.
Action-packed
promo
action.
king.
I'm kind of jazzed.
I'm hard. Oh, I mean, you can follow me on Twitter. If you want to follow me personally, I am Toby Von Doom on Twitter.
Oh shit, I'm at Goobs WN.
Would you like to plug your personal Twitter?
I'm at J Coopster Gold.
Hey, there we go. But I also do the Secret Transmission podcast, where we take a satire look at all things spooky, spooktacular, like conspiracies, the supernatural, UFOs, cryptozoology, and a bunch of other silly willy fun stuff. You can find us on all the major podcasting platforms, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Secret Transpod.
And if you want to support the show, you can always rate this show from 1 to 5 stars on whatever device you can rate shit on, because I don't know, I'm a fucking noob when it comes to rating stuff. But I will rate everything 5 stars because I love everything I listen to. But if you want to go even further and put us on your chest, your glorious, magnificent chest, you can go to www.tpublic.com/user/secret levels and get one of Toby's amazingly designed t-shirts and throw it right on yourself. You get a +1 in fucking hamsterness. Hamsterness. You get a +1.
You get a +1 in hamster?
You get +1 in hamsters up your ass and a +2 in beauty.
That's right. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Secret Levels Pod. We also have a Facebook page, and we have a Facebook group. What can you do there, Goobs? It's Secret Levels Group. Tell us what you can do there.
Well, you can go there, and we're going to post the game of the month. You can go and vote on which game you want to pleasure or pain us with. And sometimes it differs. We'll have to find out what happens this month.
All right, Joes, in our newest battle against Cobra, we've got some new recruits here. I'm here to talk to you today to get you in here and get you acclimated to our battle against Cobra and Destro. You, what's your name, recruit?
Well, my name is Clearcut.
Clearcut. Wow, must be like a lumberjack or deforestation. Sounds like something we could really use in the jungles of Colombia. What do you do, Clearcut?
Well, actually, I just I cut hair. I'm a barber.
Come again? You're a barbarian?
No, a barber. Like I snippy, cut your hair, chili bowls, mohawks, kind of whatever. Really?
So your major skill is you cut hair.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. You over there. What's your name?
It's Hot Dog.
Hot Dog. So you must be a driver. You drive and you hot dog around, and you're.
I used to be a great fighter pilot until I got too obese from eating all the rations around.
Okay. I was gonna say something, but I figured you passed the physical.
The only physical I pass is not being able to do it. I sweat a lot.
And your name
I
is
eat
Hot
all
Dog.
the food. Pardon me?
And your name is Hot Dog.
Yes, hot dogs. I have the world record of eating hot dogs.
Oh, Christ on a
I
cracker.
can take lots of wieners down my throat.
Well, don't ask, don't tell, soldier. You, over there, other new recruit, our final one. You've got to be the shining example to these two. What does you do?
Oh, hey, man. I'm Sticky Fangus.
Sticky Fangus. So you must be a thief.
Sticky Fangus.
Fangus?
You got it, man.
I don't understand. What does a Sticky Fangus do?
It's just, man, I just do lots of stuff. Like, put stuff together. I just do a bunch of stuff.
Sorry, I'm getting a strong scent of cannabis from you there, Sticky Fingers.
Oh, it's my medication. It's okay.
Oh, might want to lay off the patchouli as well. Alright, Joes, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to tackle Cobra in their home base, plant some bombs, get into the Terrordrome, and get out.
I mean, am I cutting their hair?
What did he say? I wasn't paying
Do
attention.
they have food in there?
Who is this guy? I don't even remember who this guy is.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I think I got a second base high.
I can make some mean munchies.
Shit.
You want some?
And my hair's
banana
pretty
graham
long. Your
cracker?
hair's pretty long.
I can cut
you
everyone's
cut our
hair. I'll
Oh,
cut your
man.
hair.
Shit.
All right, let's just sit down here. We don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, no, fuck this
Don't
guy.
worry.
Game over, folks.